Hey, this is Sorry I Didn't Come With a Filter podcast. And I didn't come with a filter YouTube channel. Yes, it's me. It's Vasilis. It's a glorious day. I put my toque on because it's kind of cold. It is what it is. It is the day of throwbacks. So, how's everybody's Thursday? Fuck me, it's Thursday. It is fucking absolutely ridiculously crazy. And it is still Movember, as you guys can tell. I do have a stash going and a goat. I grow, instead of just the stash I grow for Movember, I grow the full goatee out. Because it is, to me, Movember means a lot. You know, I have family that have battled cancer and all that. And especially my dad, you know, prostate. Caught it very, very early, so I'm very thankful he's still here with me. It is a troubled time, as I say. You probably heard me yesterday talking about my mental health and how shitty it's been. Yes, it's still in the shit spot area. It is going to be there. But you know what? Not just November isn't just mental health or, about cancer for men. It's also the mental health. And to me, I'm going to speak up. Because honestly, I'm going to throw it back. Years ago, I was dealing with this, and I didn't know how to deal with any of it. And honestly, it really just generally sucked balls. I am going to start off with a little bit with this, and then I'm going to go into my sports. It just sucks. Pills can be popped into you and shit like that, and therapy and counseling and, psychology and all that. But sometimes it's better to just kind of like battle within yourself and see where the low-lying problems are. And yes, I have a lot of those. Yes, it's either self-esteem or other issues. I only crack open a Red Bull when I don't have my coffee. So, yeah, tough titties on that shit. Again, I will dive in a little more in later on today with this, so let's get into the hockey aspect of everything, which sucked last night, because honestly, I'm going to call it in refs on this. Your bullshit calls can cost teams. Doesn't matter if it's my team or any other team. Your bullshit calls, come on, seriously? 10 freaking seconds after the Canucks take the lead, you give them a fucking bullshit call? Really? Fuck off, refs. It's not just happening in the NHL. It happens in the NFL. It happens in the NBA. It happens in, soccer and all that. It's bullshit. Again, somebody's got to really contest this and say, what are you doing? Are you literally betting on games? Because if you're betting on games, then you're going to lose your job. So I wouldn't fix shit, and I wouldn't try to. That's my preference to that and my opinion to that, you dumb freaking zebra heads. Yeah, I called the refs zebras because you know what? I can't use the other word because it is offensive to a lot of people. So I'm not going to use it. And I'm not going to say blind. You barcode zebra douchebag refs can't call a freaking game down the middle. Okay, up yours on that shit. I don't give a shit. I told you, I'm unfiltered, so I didn't come with a filter. That's why it is called Sorry I Didn't Come With a Filter podcast. I know this shit goes up on YouTube, and I know I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for it, but I don't give a shit. It's how it is with me. When I look at all the games from last night, two stand out to me. I knew the Avalanche were going to win. I was hoping the Kraken was going to win, but they lost. Same kind of score with the Canucks, 4-2. And I knew the Capitals were going to win on that one, so I just kind of had a funny feeling. It's starting to piss me off with the NHL. Literally, piss me off. I've never been so pissed off to watch anything in the NHL up until now. With all these bullshit calls being called, I'm starting to go like, you're going to piss me off. But anyways, I'm going to skip on that because if I'm going to just get heated and I'm going to just yell and scream off the top of my lungs on this. So, let's go over to the NFL. So tonight you got the Thursday Nighter. I've been hearing so much about the Patriots being a very dangerous threat in the AFC, and I'm starting to believe that. I'm starting to see that as well. Like, you can't tell me they're not that much of a threat. They're a pretty big threat. But I was going to dive into more of why I couldn't pick between a couple of teams yesterday for the Sundays. And, you know, it's really hard. I want Buffalo to beat the Colts, but the Colts have been on such a tear going back up the standings, and the Bills have slipped. And I don't know if that's a good thing for the Bills, because the Bills are supposed to be, you know, fighting for that Super Bowl. Something's got to change there. But I'm gonna finally say my pick. It's gonna be Buffalo. Just on knowing that Buffalo has slipped so much in the last few weeks. And, you know, it's the playoff time. It's coming down. You got 7 weeks left in this season. So, are we going to actually see a resurgence in the Bills? I'm hopeful they are going to resurge and just rip apart teams from here on out for the last 7 weeks. I was just watching First Take, and, you know, I hear Carolina has a very tough road ahead now. Like, pretty much their last easy game is going to be Washington football team. And I'm going to say why that is. Not just because Washington football team has a 3-6 record. They got to face off with division rivals in their next 7 weeks here. And it just don't get any easier. You got the Buccaneers, who are seeming to be also teetering on the edge of not making that. They'll make the playoffs, but they're in that situation where they're turning that page of, okay, Father Time might be creeping up on the offensive weapons. Not so much Brady. I won't say Brady, but, you know, the call making it's not good right now. As I see it, you know, Panthers, I would say Panthers, and they'll take the game against Washington. That's all I know, really. I can say that. The Cowboys and Chiefs, I'm going to go down because I know I did not pick a team there. To me, it's not a Cowboys situation to really win this game. It's not necessarily right for them. It's not their game. This is not their game to win this Sunday. It's more the Chiefs' game. Chiefs, can they make a playoff push? Yes. Can they contend for a Super Bowl? I couldn't really tell you, because I agree with Dan Orlovsky, Stephen A. Smith, you know, a lot of the guys, and the women in the NFL analytics and insiders. I believe what they're saying. Chiefs can make the playoffs, but can Chiefs make another Super Bowl run? I could not see that happening right now. The team is just so teetering, waffling on that side of, do they believe it? Do they not? But I'm going to say Kansas is going to take this game. Gut feeling saying the Cowboys are just going to run the shit out of them. That's my calls on that. Those are the ones that I did not pick for a reason. Just to give you the depth on that, it's really hard to call both the Chiefs and Cowboys games and the Colts and Bills, because these are going to be the two games that are going to be the steal of the game, you know, setting up what could potentially be an upset on the NFL front. When I'm looking at the standings between the NFC and the AFC East, it's okay. You got the Bills and the Patriots that are going to fight it out for the first spot, and then the second spot's going to go to either one of them, right? Like runner-up. When I look at the NFC North, you got the Ravens running away with that right now, currently speaking. Can the Titans beat the Houston Texans? Oh, fuck yeah. I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to call it. AFC South's title will be going to the Tennessee Titans at the end of the game, just because they'll be 9-2, and they'll probably finish, I'll say, you got 7 more, 15-2, or 16-2. They're going to finish 16-2 this year, even though they don't have Derrick Henry. AFC West is pretty wide right now, with the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Broncos kind of falling right now. Chiefs on a three game winning streak, but the other, look how fast the Raiders, like I said in the previous podcast and all that, the Raiders fell. And I could tell you why the Raiders fell. It's second half of the season, that's how it usually works. You start really, really good and then you fall off. Same as the NHL. Like, can the Canucks do what St. Louis did? It's hard to say, because it's a very, very tough competition right now. NFC East, I'm going to call it in 2 weeks. Cowboys are going to have that locked, sweetened. Like, honestly, the Cowboys had the easiest term of, teams this year getting on their. This is the same. They'll never change the divisions, but the other three teams in that division aren't, strong. So come off season, they could probably turn around and get stronger. Packers, they win this weekend. The Packers have it locked up in the NFC North. AFC South, this is why I was going to get back to the way I was saying. I agree with them. Panthers have to go off against, the Washington football team. And then they have to play their division rivals. So you got the Buccaneers, you got the Saints, you got the Falcons. Can Cam Newton do something that is probably absolutely crazy? I bet you he could. And, it's Cam Newton. Rootin' Tootin' Newton. I love Cam. But when it comes down to it, come the Monday Nighter, the Buccaneers are going to be 7-3. If the Saints win, they're 6-4, and the Panthers are 6-5. When I go stream down, look at the AFC East, the NFC East, or West, sorry. So I can officially eliminate 2 teams out of playoff contention, period. The Seahawks and the Niners, they're done. They're out. The Rams and Cardinals are going to be dueling it out for the wild card and the playoffs and the number 1 seed on that. So it's going to be a real tight race come the next 7 weeks. It's just going to be tight, because I can go week 12 and just list you the games. So you got the 25th, you got the Bears, the Lions. Bears are, everybody knows that. You got the Raiders, Cowboys. You got the Bills and Saints. 28th, you got the Falcons, Jaguars, Jets, Texans. We all know who's going to probably win that one. Here's the interesting factor come week 12. You got Titans and the Patriots. All right, that's one key game to watch. You got the Buccaneers and the Colts to watch. The Panthers and the Dolphins is something I would keep an eye on. Chargers versus Broncos, whatever. Vikings versus 49ers. But here's the other one that I was just going to say is another one to really watch is the Rams versus Packers. This has a lot of playoff implications on it. And then you go down, you got the Weasley Monday Nighter of Seahawks versus Washington the following week. So it's starting to look like it's going to be a tough situation for a lot of teams going into week 12. As I say, week 11 here, it's got some minor playoff implications. But week 12, and And going forward, it's got a lot. It means a lot to these guys. So, that is my take on the NFL today. So, let's head over to the pro wrestling world. So, last night I was watching AEW Dynamite. A-E-W. Sorry. Had to find it. They started off the show really well. You know, cowboy shit all day, every day. Congrats to Adam Hangman Page. Man worked his ass off. I know it's been a build. And I love how they built him. It's true. He doesn't need a cheap pop. He got the right pop. Being in his home state of Virginia, winning at Full Gear in Minneapolis, then doing Dynamite in Virginia, him being his champ and the fourth champion, as Tony Khan said, he already had his 4 picked: Jericho, Moxley, Omega, Page. So that shows you how much respect that man has in that locker room, and how much Tony Khan has faith in all this the roster he has and paid and built here. So it really works in his favor. Bryan Danielson. Oh my God, why can I not get that man's name right? God damn, go back to WWE, man. I can only get you right on that side of things. But again, I love his intro. I love, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. I love that. Again, it works on levels. I understand everybody wants to see the Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson again. I just liked how he said Adam Page said to Bryan was, I beat him under 30 minutes. You guys went to a time limit draw. And it was just like, boom. Like, it really does set up that championship match to the right degree. To go further on in through that, last night's Dynamite was really good. I really enjoyed it. Okay, Omega's out, whatever. Nobody gives a shit. Because you know what? Everybody's seen him so far for too long. To go on that, I think it's time for him to take a bit of a break too. Because it kind of regenerizes the fans that want other matches. I'm really wanting to see 2 more battles between Kingston and Punk, and then Punk go over to MJF. I know, I've been seeing it, I've been reading it, that the potential AEW world title in the next 2 years, in 2024, is like Darby Allin versus MJF. Now, to tell you honest truth, those two had a fantastic, great wrestling match. It was a really good wrestling match. To get those two, as you have the 4 pillars of AEW. You have MJF, Darby Allin, Jungle Boy, and Sammy Guevara. Okay, Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara both held the TNT title. All right. The other 2 have not held titles yet, except MJF has had the Diamond Ring twice. I don't even know what this Diamond Ring does. Like, does anybody... What the hell is this Diamond Ring all about? I'm sorry, Tony Khan, but come on. Either, give him a trophy or something. Like, I don't know what a diamond ring... Pinky ring? Bro, it's just like... No, whatever. It's stupid. But again, it is, it is pro wrestling, so nothing makes sense in pro wrestling. To go further on with this, I loved how they interacted with each other in the ring, Punk and MJF. Punk didn't have to say anything. All he had to do was come out, have his music blaring. MJF extends the hand, and Punk just laughs at him. Yeah. I'm going to say it. Punk is one of the GOATs in pro wrestling. He is one of the elder statesmen. Just like Kingston. And it's going to get better. I don't think really Punk is there for a championship yet. He's there to morph and transition all the young talent up into the upper card. There's like no real mid-card guys, okay? Everybody's up there, but he's like pushing them up the ladder so they all can get up there. And you know, they can all have a chance at things. And that's cool. I like that. That's like the OG Undertaker style. I love that shit. Tomorrow we do have Rampage and we do have SmackDown. I don't know what's happening on SmackDown because, as I said, like I just got my intelligence insulted on Raw. Not so much on NXT 2.0. Just don't insult my intelligence, WWE. I'm telling you right now, I'll fucking come down there and kick your ass if I have to. I don't give a shit. Rampage, you got Adam Cole and Bobby Fish versus, I think, the Jurassic Express. And I think I had it on here. They had the card up the other day or earlier today, so I could probably multiply and find this right now. There we go. There we go. Okay, so it's Darby Allin versus Billy Gunn, and then you got Jade Cargill versus Red Velvet. Yeah, so it's Express versus Cole and Fish, which they have already kind of gave out the results because it was taped, but again, I wouldn't be surprised in the results. And I loved how, you know, Eddie Kingston 2.0 and Daniel Garcia went at it. You know, all he asked was for 2 minutes of a promo, and all he gets is bullshit. He'll be in catering, right? I love Eddie Kingston. I like him more in AEW than I did in Impact. Ring of Honor, I liked him there, but I never really liked him in Impact Wrestling. I really, he flourishes so much more where he has a hell of a lot more creative freedom. And honestly, he just works so well there. And it's been entertaining to watch every time. Because Eddie is Eddie. Eddie's Crazy Eddie, Mad King, whatever you want to call him. He's awesome. All he wants to do is fight, and I love that. Go and kick that guy's ass. I want to see it again. I want to see Eddie beat up Daniel Garcia. Fuck it. Let's go, Eddie. Let's go, Yonkers. I love that guy. I love him. You know, looking at the Darby Allin interview promo, he's right now, he's not going to be chasing after, you know, MJF anymore, and he's not going to be chasing after championships. He wants the biggest, baddest, toughest guys they had, and of course you got the Gun Club. I really, you know, Billy Gunn, Billy, whatever he wants to be called over there, you're not the biggest and baddest guy. No, that was Miro. That's, you know, the Murder Hawk, Lance Archer. That's Luchasaurus. That's CM Punk. You know, those CM Punk and Bryan Danielson are not to the biggest guys, like tallest guys, but they are the baddest guys and toughest motherfuckers. John Moxley's another one. So, you know, that's the way I take shit and the way I see shit. But I love it. I loved how W was like, oh, fuck it. Let's do this shit. I love it. It's just, that honestly gives me such chills down my spine of like, yes, it's pro wrestling. It's entertainment still, but it is still the sport there. Jay Lethal and Sammy Guevara's TNT main event championship match. Oh, God. Just, you know, adding Jay Lethal, he's such a great talent. Just like Christopher Daniels, another great talent that never got a shot, really. Yeah, they won the world titles in Ring of Honor and stuff, but any other company, they didn't really get that much push. And to see those two there, and then, you know, just seeing Jay Lethal go toe-to-toe with a young and upcoming pillar of that company. it was a great way to enter that company, take the open challenge, and show off your case. And yeah, it is. I understand why they call themselves all elite, because they are elite. There are superstars that used to be in WWE that never got a chance that are making it bigger in AEW. So, that's my pro wrestling take to that. To move forward, now it's life and mental health and throwback, growing it up kind of shit. Let's do this. Let's see where we're at. So, kind of going back, a few months ago, I was dealing with a lot in my head and dealing with that shit. I still am. It's just, I'm going with the ebb and flow of it now. I'm starting to understand that I can't always take things either personally or whatever. I don't think it's most personally. I think it's really just generally too much emotions and just too much thinking and just too much crap. Now I've started smoking weed back again, smoking that at night just so I can get some sleep, so I can shut off my entire body. And it's awesome. I've never had so much good sleep in my life. I don't advocate kids to start this shit now. Don't even try, okay? Just wrong. And don't even, pick up drinking. It's, I have alcohol over here on a shelf, and I mean, I have lots. Most of them are really unopened, or there's a few bottles that are half empty, but that's not even me. That's some of the friends I've had that freaking come over and drink their faces off with me, and I have one drink, they have about 6. So I'm not a very big alcoholic, and I'm not. I drink at holidays, or Christmas really is where I really do drink, is Christmas. Because I have one with my dad, and then I have one at home, and I play my video games, kind of chill out, and then I go out and smoke a joint, and I just, But, yeah, that's me. I'm tired. But again, I am not always going to be advocating for people to do this. This is my mechanism. It's not my crutch. It's a mechanism to help. I don't like popping pills. I refuse to take pills. I have one or two sets of meds that I take for anxiety, and I really, really, really don't want to take them because I hate pills. They upset my stomach. They mess with my head, and there's a lot of dosages. I'm on I think a minimum dosage so I don't screw up my sex life. But again, it is what it is. But growing up, not realizing how badly I was going to be affected by all mental health and shit that I grew up with, I'll admit, I probably had a bit of an easy life, if you could say that. I'm not going to say it was the worst life. I'm not going to say it's a difficult life, but I wasn't going to say it was it wasn't a picnic in the park kind of thing. It was no cakewalk. It was, straight up pretty rough once in a while here and there. And yeah, it's affected me on a lot of negative aspects, but I'm also looking now, realizing that I'm also transitioning to a positive aspect of it. I'm doing things like this, the podcast, the YouTube channel. I'm actually really growing here. I love it. And, I give a shout out to everybody in the U.S. I love you guys down there. You guys have way better freaking transit and shit. I love it. I love Orlando. I do love Cali and Vegas too, I will say that. But again, I never thought that I would have went to Greece and England and then Florida in my wildest imaginations. Because where I grew up and where I was in my head in my life, I wasn't really destined to do shit. I was destined to be a dipshit all my life. And again, I'm not going to sit here and just bitch about it. I'm going to explain to you guys why I take mental health so seriously. Because it's a destructive part of life. And if you can try to control it or try to segue into another aspect of it, that's great. Because if you can find a way out, I think that's what a lot of people need. A lot of people need the positive. And you know, I was told by somebody they don't want me to leave yesterday, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stick with them. You know, I think I sometimes read a little too much into like my horoscopes and shit. You know, I try to use other aspects. And you know, they said I never effed up. I did not F up and stuff. You know, a lot of friends have said I haven't effed up, and you know that's to me that's awesome, because honestly I appreciate them. I love playing with my computer while I'm doing this. I do. I appreciate every single person that's ever stood beside me, and you know, appreciate that I try to correct my life as much as I can. It sucks when I do feel like people don't really understand what goes up in my head, because I'm such a hard person to deal with. I am stubborn. I am a full-on half Canadian, half Greek guy, so I have tendencies to be the stubborn little bastard that I can be, and you know, whatever. But growing up, I was a very careless, carefree kind of person. And I kind of realize now what my dad has always said is that people take advantage of me. And this is another reason why I have what I have with this problem with my mentality and my mentalness, is that people take advantage of me. People, you know, I understand where people say you're buying friends. To me, it doesn't look like I'm buying friends. I'm just, you know, being a good friend. I'm buying shit. Like I'm buying the lunch or whatever. But in reality, it is actually pretty much what everybody says, is you're buying friends. They're not really your friends. I will always take this to the grave with me with what my dad said. The people who make you laugh today will make you cry tomorrow, but the people who make you cry today will make you laugh tomorrow. That means, in retrospect, the people who are making you laugh today are just a facade and fake, and they're not real. And they're causing you pain. Deep down, you're not realizing there's pain there. And then tomorrow they're gone. They won't be there when you need them. But the people who are making you pain and suffer and, you know, hurt, they're there to care. That's caring. They're caring for you because they're making you cry. They're making you understand. Try to make you understand the reality of it. And I really do believe my dad is trying his best with me. I tend to fuck up a lot because that's what I do. I am a freaking I'm an effed up person. What can I say? I'm one of those idiots. But again, I love my dad. He's there. He makes me cry. He'll make me hurt and make me pain. But tomorrow he's going to make me laugh. And, you know, I'm starting to realize that with a few friends that a few new ones that I have. Yeah, they're causing me some pain and grief and whatever. But they're going to be there tomorrow. I know it. I hope and know that they're going to be there tomorrow. And they probably will be. And I respect that. And to tell you the honest truth, it does suck dealing with mental health. And then when November comes around, period, it's the cancer awareness for men and mental health for men. So I take a very big stance on this. I am a very hardcore advocate of it because of what I've had to deal with and shit. And yeah, I grow it out and I'm proud of it. So, and you know, I'm starting to lose the weight. Yeah, I know. Don't judge. I'm drinking Red Bull, okay? Just chill. Sorry, I just didn't have my coffee today. All right, let me be. Damn. But tomorrow I will be back with the Flash Fantasy Football Friday picks. And y'all have a great Thursday.